Hi, you guys. It's me again. We're going to talk about supply and demand today. It's going to be a long day, but we'll be fine. So, I'm going to start going over demand with you. All right. This is a part of Unit 1. All right. So, demand. All right. So, demand. You have to understand demand. As a consumer, you're going to demand things. We are consumers. All right. All right, so demand is the desire to own something and the ability to pay for it. So Miss Montgomery would really like some Louis Vuitton red bottom heels, but I cannot demand them because I do not have the ability to pay for them. Does that make sense? What Miss Montgomery can demand is shoes from Target. They buy one, get one free. So I have the desire to have those two pair of sandals, and I also have the ability to pay for them. So therefore, I demand them. You can't desire them but not have the ability to pay for them. If you cannot pay for them, you cannot demand them. All right? If you cannot afford something, you cannot demand it. Demand is all about consuming. All right, so the law of demand. All right. So as prices go up, the quantity demanded goes down. So you have to think about it. The higher something is, the more expensive something is, more less people are going to demand it because they do not have the ability to pay for it. All right, does that make sense? So my boyfriend was like, "Oh my gosh, I want to jump out of a plane." I was like, "Oh my, I'm scared. I don't want to jump out of a plane." But once I looked at those prices, I was like, both of our demand dropped for it because to jump out of a plane, it was like $1,400. If you're taking a trip, that could be how much the trip costs. Plus, jumping out of a plane costs $1,400. I did have not at the moment have the ability to pay for it. So I did not demand jumping out of a plane. All right. So as prices go up, one thing you have to say, once prices go up, the quantity demanded goes down. All right, and here is a visual representation. So for demand, and we're looking at the relationship. So as price goes up on a good or service, the quantity demanded, so the quantity meaning the number demanded is going down. So less people are going to demand it because it's more money. But let's say it's opposite. Let's say the price is going down on an item. The quantity demanded is going to go up. Okay. All right, so individual demand schedule. So there's an individual demand schedule, which is a table that lists the quantity of a good a person will buy at each different price in the market. All right. And a market demand schedule will list out what all people are willing to buy within that given market. All right, so this is an example of a demand schedule. And this is absolutely true because I live my life like this. All right. So if gas is at $2.10, I'm going to put 30 gallons in my tank. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. Like, that's no problem. All right. But once gas goes up 5 cents, let's say it goes from 215 to 25 or to 215 from 210, now I'm only demanding 25 gallons. So as it increases from 215 to 220, now I'm like, oh, I'm only going to buy 20 gallons. So as it gets more expensive, my demand for it gets lesser. All right. That's considered an inverse relationship. All right. So law of demand is an inverse relationship because as price goes up, the quantity demanded goes down. All right. All right. So a demand curve is a graphic representation of a demand schedule. So price is always going to be on the x-axis, vertical axis, and quantity demanded is going to be on the horizontal axis, and it'll go from top left to bottom right. And this is an example of a demand curve. So typically you'll see a line coming from here, from the origin straight up. That would be considered a direct relationship, but because this is an inverse relationship, whereas price is high, the quantity demanded is low. All right, so remember, price is going to be on your y-axis. On your x-axis is going to be quantity. As price is very high, the demand is very low for it because people cannot afford it, remember? So that is why it starts right here. As quantity is high, that means that price is very low, and a lot of people are going to demand it. All right. And that is it for the first part.